Yo, what the fuck is going on, guys? It's your boy Gronk here, coming at you with another video. And for today's video, we're going to be doing a story time. Now, I think that any story that involves my ex-girlfriend is a fucking crazy one. So guys, just get strapped up and ready for the video, because you guys are in for a ride. So this story takes place back when I was in the 11th grade. Now, I started dating my ex-girlfriend in the beginning of junior year, and we're going to call her Jackie for now, okay? And, things went well, and me and her, we were pretty intimate for like a month or two before we broke things off, but that's besides the point. I just kind of want to lay the groundwork for the story time. But, me and my girlfriend, we'd always text, and we'd be super fucking intimate, you know what I mean? We'd be talking about, you can imagine what we'd be talking about, you know what I mean? Obviously, we're not talking about the fucking theory of relativity, you know what I mean? We're talking about fucking and shit. And it was just constant horniness and shit. And the funniest thing about this whole situation in terms of that was that we were so sexual and personal and all this shit through text. But when it came to in person, we'd both freeze up, be hella quiet around each other and stuff like that. And obviously that changed over time. It wasn't like that the whole time. I'm not a fucking weirdo, guys. But you get where I'm going with this. It's it wasn't that we weren't sexual. It was just that we were kind of weird about it. And you know how they say, you're all bark and no bite? That's kind of how it was, We were all bark, but no bite when it came to all that sexual and romantic shit, you know what I mean? Come to think of it, there was actually nothing romantic about our relationship. It was practically just sexual shit. So whatever. Moving on with the story, me and my ex-girlfriend have done a lot of crazy stuff. I still don't know how I was never caught doing any of this stuff. And it's seriously concerning, because if you ever get caught doing anything like this, you're going to get into a lot of fucking trouble, okay? So Jackie had a way of being a real dick to me, okay? And when I say being a dick, I meant she'd do things on purpose because she knew that I didn't really like them. And we're not talking about fucking rape, okay? I mean, if she raped me, that wouldn't be a really big deal, but that's a different story. Anyway, as you obviously know or can imagine, I used to walk her from class to class because, what else are you going to fucking do in a high school relationship? You're not going to fucking marry the girl, so you got to take her from class to class. This is what you do. So I'm doing that shit, and this one day she gets this idea that instead of, doing all this normal shit and poking him and fucking with him, let me do something that can actually jeopardize the safety of both of us and possibly ruin both of our careers. But she didn't really have the mental capability to do that, as you'll find out in later videos. But she decided that this would be a good idea. As we're walking in the hallway, right? She decided that she was going to slip her hand into my pocket. Instead of just going into my pocket, she went a step further and went to grab my fucking dick through my pocket, okay? Now, you think that this would just be a little playful grab and that she'd pull out. No, she didn't fucking pull out. And no, she didn't pull out of my ass. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying she didn't pull out of my fucking pocket, man. She just kept on fondling my fucking cock just over and over again as we're walking. And this is fucking embarrassing. This is in the middle of the time where kids change classes, There's hundreds of kids in the hallways, and she's just doing this shit, bro. So my instinct was to get that fucking 4-inch thick binder and put it in front of my fucking dick. This was a fucking hefty binder, alright? And I made sure to get the exact measurements of the width of my cock so that this would work out. I was wearing shorts, and if I got hard, guess what the whole world is gonna see? My fucking raging boner. Once again, the return of the raging boner. If you guys want to see that video, use the top link right now. But the raging boner, I couldn't let anybody see that shit, so I put the fucking big ass binder in front. And thank God I had that binder, because I would have been in a lot of trouble. Now, even with this binder in front, it hurt like a motherfucker. This binder, we're talking about 4 inches wide, full of loose leaf and other folders, all that kind of shit. And it's hard, it's that kind of deal. It's not fucking soft, So if you have a fucking stiff ass dick, right, and the head of your cock is rubbing against this hard fucking surface, you think that's pleasant? No, bro, I'm not into that fucking cock and ball torture. That shit's weird. Unless it's Deshaun, but that's a different story. But that shit's fucking weird, I can't deal with that. So I had to do this weird ass shit where I'd fucking this is the greatest strat known to mankind. It's the ass out strategy, okay? And this is not on some gay shit. I mean, like, let's say you got a boner and you're at home or something. You gotta, pop your ass out a little bit, lean forward, and walk kind of slowly to avoid anybody realizing that you got a boner. So I was doing that shit all at the same time while she's laughing and giggling, and I'm red as a fucking tomato in the hallway and covering my fucking dick with my binder and walking like I'm fucking, disabled or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking absurd, man. Like, I don't know why the fuck she thought this was funny. And, it is actually kind of funny that she did this shit, but it was so fucked. Because, bro, God forbid somebody saw this shit happening. And then on top of that, it's like, you think that, my face is gonna be okay. Like, I got some weird looks in the hallway that specific day, bro. I still remember this shit, man. My fucking lacrosse coach was walking down the hallway when he saw me, and he's made a lot of jokes about me and my ex-girlfriend in the past, so he saw this and he didn't know what was going on, but like, he looked like hella weirded out. He was like, yo, what the fuck? I mean, long story short, the day proceeded as normal afterwards. I mean, I dropped her off to her class and then I went my way. Granted, there was a fucking, there was a little bit of a gift in my underwear, if you want to call it that. I did have to walk through the school until I got soft again, with my ass out and my binder covering my dick. But at the end of the day, these are the experiences that shape you, you know what I mean? It's not the fucking bullshit that these teachers tell you, oh, you gotta go through this experience, that. It's everyday shit like this that shapes you as a person. Let me explain, okay? So, this is also the moral of the story, guys. A lot of shit that you find uncomfortable, like going into doing shit that's uncomfortable for you, sometimes you actually end up liking that shit, And as you guys know, like, I wasn't fucking with what she was doing at first, I thought it was weird and I was like, what the fuck? Like, stop doing that, But a lot of that shit that she's done with me has kind of shaped the stuff that I'm into now, It's only years later, or, after a certain amount of time has passed, that you realize, like, fuck, bro, like, shit, like, that's why I like that, And you may not realize it now or tomorrow or yesterday that you like it, but at some time down the road, you might actually start liking that shit. So, whatever, man. Who gives a fuck? But yeah, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for being here for this video. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.